Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Games Done Quick Hot Fix. My name is Adef. This is Challenger Approaching. It's been a while since I've seen all of your beautiful shining faces and names in the chat room. It's wonderful to be back. It's wonderful to see you all for another installment of this beautiful, beautiful show, Challenger Approaching. Some quick announcements before we get into things, though. AGDQ 2023 online will be January 8th to the 15th. Game submissions and event volunteer applications are now open until September 24th. Head to gamesdonequick.com for more info. Fright Fatales, ooh, spooky, is a one-day event on October 23rd to celebrate spooky season with dark, scary, or horror-themed speedruns from the Frame Fatales community. Use exclamation FRIGHT in Twitch chat to learn more about this one-off event. And your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick, both with Hotfix and with AGDQ 2023 costs. So please do consider subscribing if you enjoy GDQ content. It really genuinely helps. And will help us make things bigger, badder, and better moving forward. But today we got our boy V-Swed back on the stream, my man. V-Swed, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. This is our third time back on the FromSoft games. The fourth time with the commentary that you did against Ain Run for your show.
That's right.
Wow, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was a good one.
But yeah, we're back with DS3. Hopefully today we put on a decent show for chat. I'm glad you guys all made it here for today. It's good to see you guys. But yeah, we're just going to go through all of DS3, all the bosses, as fast as possible so we can fit it in the time frame without taking any hits. A hit is basically just something that you can take from an enemy that results in your character getting staggered or take damage. That is what a hit is. So basically it's a perfect playthrough. With a few little nuances here and there, like you can take your own fall damage, you can hurt yourself. That's all fine as long as it doesn't come from anything with active AI. That will not result in a hit. But I think I'm ready. So
excellent. Yeah, go ahead and feel free to get started whenever you're ready and give a countdown.
Perfect. So yeah, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Let's do it, guys. Let's go. There's so much to talk about. First thing is, normally in a hitless run, you want to be safe. You do not want to do anything too risky. We're going to do the complete opposite of that. We're going to do a lot of risky strats. We're going to go really, really fast. Reason we're going to go really fast is because I wanted to show you guys every single boss in this game. Normal hitless runs, I would say, clock in at around 2 hours, I would say, for your first time, maybe a little over 2.5, 3 hours. Instead of just doing any percent, we're going to do all the bosses, all the optional bosses, all the DLCs in roughly that same time frame. So I'm going to try my best. But the start of the game is definitely the most difficult part. So I'm going to do my best to not actually take a hit. But if we do, it's completely fine. We're here to have fun today, so don't you guys worry.
So Swed told me beforehand that the first couple segments here are a little spooky. How do you feel about Ludex? How do you feel about Ludex?
Very, very easy. He's kind of like a script. The same thing kind of happens every single time. You're going to get 5 hits here with a full stamina bar. Walk away on purpose so that you get distance on him. That will force him to turn around instead of actually attacking. Right here, you see me get the distance, go in, get another poke, and then the fight starts. And we're just going to parry any attack he gives us that is parryable, and then not take the riposte because it's slow. Again, you can't punish any melee he does, sadly. All right, there's phase 2. Switch to 2-hand. We're going to do a lot of charged attacks.
Yo, Hob, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody, from Hob's stream. We're enjoying our boy V-Swed, who is a member of the Hitless League. We are watching V-Swed slam into a Dark Souls 3 all bosses hitless run here on GDQ. This is Challenger Approaching for everyone that just joined in. This is a regular show here on GDQ. Those of you who might not know that GDQ doesn't just do its big 2 events every year, Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick. There's also this thing called Hotfix, and that's actually what you're watching right now, which is daily speedrun content here on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel that is live for your very eyes. It's different speedrunning content put on by various showrunners every single day of the week. So my name is Adef. I run 2 shows on here. This is Challenger Approaching, a show all about challenge runs. We have FromSoft stuff on here all the time. And PB Precipice is my other show. That's actually this Sunday, which is about personal bests and speed running. So there's lots of cool stuff. Highly recommend you stick around. And if you know VSWED from the Hitless League, then be sure to stick around because you're just here at the beginning. You're getting right in at the good part.
Yeah, thanks for swinging by, guys. Really, really awesome of you guys to swing by, for sure. But yeah, we just did what's called as tree skip, an inbound skip that lets us get to the top of the roof of Firelink Shrine early. Normally, you have to pay 20,000 souls to get a key that unlocks an elevator, which then you can traverse the rooftops. But if you do a little skip there, we can save that 20K, grab this covetous silver serpent ring that's going to give us a lot more souls at the start of the game, which in turn is kind of nice. I always buy 11 fire bombs, 1 short sword, 1 dagger, and 2 homeward bones that equates to all of our souls, and we leave immediately without leveling up anything.
Yeah, so glitches are not strictly allowed in the Hitless community for runs like this, but stuff like inbounds, just little sequence breaks, are perfectly allowed.
Yeah, and you'll see a couple of those actually once we get to the DLC. And this is the running area I had mentioned previously to ADEF that things can go poorly here. Every runner of this game knows how rough this running section is, but we should be fine. If we do get a hit, it's not the end of the world. Like I said, this is a very tough run. To get the whole thing hitless would be quite the feat on our first try. No warm-ups either. So I'm just going to focus for this part and do my best to get through it.
I can cover some comms here. A couple things to know about VSWED. First of all, God Gamer. Second of all, VSWED has done this hitless before. So this would not be the first time doing all bosses hitless for VSWED. This is just a showcase here on GDQ. I can tell you for sure nobody has done Dark Souls 3 all bosses hitless on this stream. And so this would be a really exciting showcase nonetheless. And again, a couple clarifications as to what hitless means in the context of the Dark Souls community. In Dark Souls 3 specifically, and in many of the other titles, the definition is essentially if something with AI hits you or staggers you, then that is a hit. However, intentional things like fall damage or like poison damage from the environment, those are not hits. Those things do not count.
So I actually made a pretty grave error during that running section. I did not pick up the lightning, which we use for Vort, so we're gonna have a really tough Vort kill at the very start, but we'll try and make it work. Definitely gonna be seeing phase 2 of Vort, which we normally would not have to do, but we should be fine. Here I'm picking up embers. You might be wondering why. Because an ember only helps you if you are unembered, which would mean that you had died. Which, if you died in a Dark Souls game, that's obviously not a hitless run. So an ember sells for 1,000 souls at the start of the game, guys, which is a lot of souls. You definitely want them. So we pick up as many as we can on the way.
Yeah, there's a good point in chat here from Ray. They say that the one caveat is that if you die to fall damage or environmental damage, that does count as a hit.
Yes, any death at all counts. Correct. Yeah, that's a good point too, because you definitely can jump off a ledge and off yourself accidentally in these games. Gravity's rough.
Yeah, and Swed will be for a good chunk of the run after he picks up what's called the Red Tearstone Ring, which we'll get into later.
We actually won't be getting that. But
you don't get RTSR, really?
No, that's too slow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're really cutting corners here. We don't have time for setting up Red Tearstone, sadly, because all that time allotted is only equating to 10% extra damage, and we have so much damage in this run that it's just simply not worth the time. This is Vort. This is the second fight. It sounds really weird with game music. I'm going to do like no damage here, 18 a swing, and that is because, like I said, I had forgot to pick up the lightning. So we're got a bit of a longer fight here, but it's okay. All right, here we go, phase 2.
Yeah, luckily, Swed does know these patterns quite well, largely because Swed has done some really nutty challenge runs in this game, which means he's got to be intimately aware of pretty much every attack that all these bosses can do.
So right now we're in phase 2, which a lot of runners like Adef had mentioned definitely aren't too familiar with. Vort's hitboxes are a lot bigger in phase 2, and basically he's on a timer. What this invisible timer is basically he's going to do the 1, 2, 3 hops that he did going into phase 2 again eventually here, and that's what we're waiting for. There it is. All right, a little bit of a sloppy Vort fight there, but we got through her.
Nice work, Swed.
Yeah, thank you. Also, we have the splits up on for you guys to see and follow along today. For just the sheer length of the list, I incorporate the first 2 bosses into the same split as watchers. So that is why you don't see Vort on that list. But anyway, we're through High Wall, and now we are heading on into the settlement, which is just as equally as dangerous, and I am going to focus. So I'm actually going to do this instead. So I've missed my black firebomb throw. Instead of YOLOing here, which if I was on my own stream, I probably would have just went for it. But I do have an extra alluring skull. So what I'm going to do is instead, I'm going to reset this area and run it back again here. And this time, instead of going for a bomb throw, I'm simply just going to use the skull. Normally on my runs, I like to conserve my skulls. But since I missed that black firebomb, I am going to use one here instead. So a nice little backup plan in case something goes wrong. And if you're new to no-hit runs, this will be the strat you would normally use, just to skull and continue. And there's our hit. So a glitch happened right there. So I would say it's about maybe like a 10%, maybe probably less. I'd say about 5% chance that enemy can spawn into our game underneath the map, which is what just happened right there if you can take another look at it. But he actually spawned underneath the map, and these early game enemies, what you can do is roll into them. When you roll into them, it causes a stagger. But the stagger, the point in which you roll into the enemy, is located under the map, so they are unstaggerable. So it's, it's kind of unfortunate, but it's that's what you get for doing these runs, right? I mean, they're tough for a reason.
Everybody just pretend like it didn't happen, all right? If nobody else tells, I won't tell.
And like you said, if you play this game for as long as, some of us have played it, like getting hit to that doesn't even faze you because it's nothing that you did. It's just part of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Complete luck.
I've gotten hit to that hundreds of times, there's just simply nothing you can do about it. And
oh my God, you've been invaded.
Hits, oh God, not Hodrick. Anyone but Hodrick.
I know, what a legend.
Yeah, Hodrick is an invader, and even if you are offline, he'll still invade you, which is interesting. We're going to pick up the Mortician's Ashes here, and then we're going to wait for the Giant to rain his arrows down on these mobs right here. The reason the Giant isn't aggroed to us is because we started with the Young White Branch. If you start with the Young White Branch, the Giant will be on your side from the beginning.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe not a lot of people realize that, so. It's definitely something I overlook because it's just, we always start with White Branch, so I just assume everyone knows why. But maybe it's not obvious to everyone, so I figured I would say that.
Wait, okay. Yeah. Josh Arena with the absolute 40,000 brain take in the chat. Are you ready for this, V-Swed?
Yeah, that sounds like Josh.
Okay.
What is it?
Josh says...
Yeah.
It's a glitchless run, so glitched hits don't count. V-Swed's full.
Ooh! I like that. See, that's why we keep Josh around. He's got all these brilliant, brilliant ideas. A little piece of tech here. We're going to enter the trees arena and quickly go out. This tricks the game into thinking you're going into the boss and sends the mad dark spirit home. Who would then, the reason we need to send him home, I guess I should explain, is if you do not send Hodrick home, you can't actually progress through this area without sitting at a bonfire or killing Hodrick himself. The gate that will be closed is just up here to our left.
Yes, there's a good question in the chat here that asks, why don't you just reset? So this is a showcase run. So because this is just, we only have 3 hours to do this run before the next show after this, because GDQ Hotfix has a lot of programming on its weekly shows. So I have this slot on Friday nights from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, or every other Friday night. And then there's another show after. So unfortunately, we don't have the time to do a ton of resets, but I host another show called PB Precipice on every other Sunday where runners can reset. So they just come on with shorter runs and then keep resetting to try to get the perfect run on stream.
That's pretty interesting, actually.
And that run is all about trying to get PBs and speed runs.
Definitely a cool show.
But there's lots of cool stuff on Hotfix run by other people as well. Some notable ones, there's Random Number Generation, which is a show all about randomizers run by my good friend Skybills. There's It's Dangerous to Go Alone, which is a wonderful show about co-op speedruns. There's like lots of cool themed stuff.
First use of Spook is... Oh, sorry, keep going.
No, that's it. The plug is done, my man. Go off.
So I just use Spook, which cancels our sound and fall damage, and it allows you to skip that elevator right there if you do a plunge attack, which is kind of interesting. Saves a lot of time. Again, picking up embers to sell. We got the worst attack that guy can do, kind of terrifying, but I've ran past this guy so many times. I know what he can do and what he can't. And this is another big running section. So we're out of the point of the game in which I told Adef, if I had gotten out of the start, I felt pretty good for getting a hitless run up to Cinder, at least, before heading to the DLC. So it is unfortunate we only took the one hit there. But, I'm still very confident we can put on a great performance here still.
Oh, I've been thrilled about this run for weeks now. Having V-Sweat on Challenger Approaching is always a treat, and I will say, don't tell the other people who come on Challenger Approaching, but Soulsborne hitless runs are always my favorite.
What? Unbelievable. Well, I mean, I can see why. They're so fun, right?
They're nail biting. They've got good.
They are.
They've got good tension. I love it, and it's a series I love. So,
of course. Pretty low on HP here because I missed my damage cancel. I'm missing all the little tricks that I do without even thinking, which is funny. But it's okay. We don't need HP in this game. It is all right. And try and bait these guys away from this bonfire we're heading to here. Seemed like it worked pretty well for me. Now, normally I don't sit here, but if no one chases me, I might sit down. Okay, so we actually have to kill this guy now, which is fine. I know his moveset. Perfect.
Hey, V-Sweat, you should mark your hits.
Ah, true. Thank you for letting me know, Adef. I appreciate that. Yeah, let's sit down here and regain our health. Normally we would have health, and I don't sit here, but since I missed my damage cancel, we might as well grab it. Grass Crest Shield, one of the best shields in all of Dark Souls games. You guys are probably pretty familiar with it. Regains stamina while equipped. That is the only reason we're picking it up.
It's a beautiful passive ability.
It's probably the best, for hitless anyway. I think the strongest ability in Dark Souls 3, outside of hitless, is Perseverance, I would say. Which gives you infinite poise and less damage taken. I would say that is a really, really strong... really strong weapon art.
Do you have a favorite weapon in the game?
Yes, I like I don't even know the name of it, but it's my favorite. It's the purple sword that shoots the beam. I think you get it from Pontiff. Don't know the name of it though.
Classic V-Swed.
Classic V-Sweat. Plays the game his whole life, doesn't know anything about it. What I do know, however, is if you stand on this branch, that the enemy behind the big club dude will come out first, and this allows for an easier run up to the swamp here. So I'm going to let them sync up, then aggro both at the same time. I remember when we found this out, it was awesome, because this part sucks. I would hate getting to this part of the run, to grab onto this ladder, turn my camera around just to see them rushing at me and like hit my head as I'm sliding down. It's so frustrating. But that strat really has come a long way. That little branch strat. Reason I buy the dagger, not only to take care of Vort, but can also be used to skip all these sludge areas by using the weaponer. L2. And the main goal of the swamp, very easy section. All we have to do is light 3 fires. This is the first one, and the other 2 are coming up here in a moment. Other than that, the only things we really want to pick up are Titanite upgrades, simply because the more Titanite you pick up, the less you need to purchase, which in turn, since this is a fast run, we need to, really, really manage our soul count. It's very important. And I'm already kind of upset I missed out on the gold pine resin at the start against Vord. But I mean, that's okay. Trying to remember where that's going to hurt us later.
Yeah, this is straight up Bloodhound Step.
I mean, well, Bloodhound Step actually just got nerfed.
Did it really?
Quite heavily, yep. It only works if you're light rolling. Well, it only works well if you're light rolling, and you can't spam it anymore. Anyone that doesn't know what Bloodhound Step is, it is the quick step equivalent in Elden Ring.
Why do they keep changing the game?
It's a new game.
It came out like 6 months ago.
That's a new game, right? That's 6 months.
Yeah, but they should be like fixing things, not like taking away the fun things.
I feel like the only thing they care about is PvP. And I feel like that was probably a problem in PvP.
Oh, that's fair. Never mind. Yeah. I take it back. That's very fair.
And I feel like FromSoft focuses a lot on their online stuff.
I will say when they fix speedrun stuff, I get angry.
Yeah, no, they usually do as well.
I know.
Another thing they did was they just buffed the normal fast roll in Elden Ring. So you now travel further like you do in this game. It's basically they just changed it. It's the exact same distance now as it is in DS3. And in turn has now made Gideon a problem on hitless runs, or more of a problem on hitless runs, rather. Here's an example.
Too far?
Yeah, he rolls really far now because he's light rolling too. And because he's a humanoid, right?
Right.
So, yeah, so it actually, it was an inadvertent buff to the boss. We're poisoned right now, which you might be wondering, like I thought this was hitless. Well, remember, the poison came from a swamp. And since the swamp's environment, we do not count it. Another thing that would be considered environment would be that fire down there. If I was to walk into that fire down there in hitless, we do not count that. That is just, a source of damage that you could inflict on yourself. So we're going to make use of a lot of homeward bones in this run as well. It is something that lets us quickly get out of a situation and back to the current bonfire we are at, or had rested at. Instead of heading straight down into Abyss Watchers, I am going to pick up a couple more Titanite, as well as the ashes that allow us to purchase infinite Titanite, so that I can get the max amount of upgrades. And then we're going to be straight on to Abyss Watchers. And I feel like all things aside, other than the Vort mistake, I think this has been a pretty decent run. Not too shabby. And I feel like I'm going to be able to be back on autopilot mode now. Like, the run for any percent is pretty straightforward. And by the time you get to DLC, you have so much damage. But you guys will see just how much damage we're going to be doing. All right, Dream Chaser's Ashes. Going to go back to the shrine and purchase all the things. Going to go shopping here. And I'm just going to try and do this quickly. Oops.
The blacksmith is my absolute king. I adore him.
Andre?
Yeah, I love Andre.
Where's my Langrist homies at in the chat? Any Langrist homies? I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. The or the Dark Souls 2.
You are a Dark Souls 2 stan. This is true.
Yeah, dude. Where'd my Langrist homies
I like
at?
Dark Souls 2. You and I are in the same camp in that I think it's a very good game.
It is. It's fantastic. Memes aside, it really is. 6 skulls here. We're also going to always have 20 fire bombs and then spend the rest on fire buffs. And we have exactly 16 dexterity, just enough to wield the twin blades. And that is all that matters, is that we can wield them.
If he gets a hit, is the run over? Does he keep going? He's keeping on going.
We're going. We're going. Now, another good point in chat to bring up is we've done this run before on my channel. We've done a lot of different variants of this run. So, like I said, I'm not too worried myself about getting a hitless run because it's something I have already done. But I do want to show you guys a good showing. So we're still going to keep our heads high and keep going with it, regardless that we took a hit in the start, because the start of this game is definitely the hardest part, other than, you know, maybe 1 or 2 other bosses, but the start really tough in this game.
We should never have brought up Dark Souls 2. It was a huge mistake.
Oh, is there some talk going on about DS2?
I mean, what do you think?
Well, that's how, I mean, honestly, if you ever want to get your chat going, not your, like anyone's chat, just start talking about either A, pineapple on pizza, or B, Dark Souls 2. And you will have infinite comments in your chat room. So we're going to backstab with a bundle. We'll just do enough damage, and we continue on. Sorry, Adef, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying absolutely. You're right.
Absolutely.
No questions.
So I'm going to do a really, 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 really dangerous thing in here. The reason I'm doing it is because I bet you 95% of chat has never seen this before. But what you can actually do in this fight is you can prevent all the other Abyss Watchers from spawning if you fight this main guy in the back of the room. If he opens with that, you just have barely enough time to get there, though, before the guy over there spawns. So I'm a mad dash to the back of the room, and we're going to fight him in this tiny little corridor. It's going to be terrifying. Let's do it. As you can see, no one's spawning in because the game thinks I'm in catacombs. Cool.
Let's go.
Try and throw a bomb here for some style points. Hey, right in the head. I almost didn't see that. Mid-air hit here, maybe? Hey, we're styling today, Adef.
You'd love to hear it.
Perfect. I should probably buff, huh? It does a lot of damage when you buff in this game.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I think buffs are good. Maybe I should try them. Another mid-air hit there. Nice. They really do add up. Whenever I'm saying a mid-air hit, pretty much in this game, if the Abyss Watchers are in mid-air, you can attack them and it will not stagger them, which is nice because then you can do the backstab like normal. All right, use the
GG.
soul while we wait for this to open. Cast Spook, backstep through here, and away we go. Thanks, Adef. Again, all these little time saves are going to add up, like it's using your souls when you get them, you know, just jumping off into the void and living here, apparently. That was pretty cool, I guess. It's the power of Spook, guys. The power of Spook. It is one of the strongest spells in DS3, I would have to say.
Okay, if after watching that Abyss Watchers fight, you're not following V-Sweat on Twitch, what chemical processes? What synapse firing nonsense is going on inside that cranium of yours, not to allow you to make the best decision you'll make all week? Twitch.tv/VSweat. Link is in the chat. If you're on YouTube, link is in the description. Follow this man's channel. Gosh dang it.
Thank you, Adef. Oh my gosh. So right here, this is why I always have 20 firebombs, just to dispose of these rats before we jump down. There's a bonfire and stuff here, but we're going to skip all of that because speed. The Karthus Blood Ring is down there. A lot of no-hit runners will grab that. It grants more iframes on your roll. So basically, there's no negative. It literally just makes your roll better. However, it takes about 30 seconds to get, so I'm going to skip it. Because
you know, you have a lot of leeway, right?
Yeah, I got plenty of time, but, you know, speed.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah. I mean, we're on GDQ, right? I mean, I got to be kind of fast. As he gets the most peach backup gate in the game. But, you know, you're still fast, right? Still fast. I actually just like grabbing it because there's a few souls here. And if I mess up, those souls, you know, they can help if I make a shopping mistake, you know? I'm going to take this time and go straight into Walnir here. We're at a +3 with 16 dexterity. So we're at pretty low damage, but you'll see just how strong these Twin Blades are. If you haven't already. And let's see, what time are we at? 28 minutes is pretty good. So you can actually creep up to Walnir, right up to his bracelet here. Which is nice. I use a lot of pebbles and grass on the ground here to know exactly where to stand to avoid attacks. Without needing to look or anything. I don't want to get dragged back into the smoke, so I'm going to go around the outside here. Okay, gave us this attack, another good one. And one more. Run across. Stamina is really important here. Nice. Got all three. Firebomb might kill? Ah, probably close. All right, GG.
Huge.
Huge. And that's a Walnir. Down he goes. Again, you want to use as much time as you can. Pop them souls when you have downtime. Gonna grab this bonfire, and we're gonna go take down the Pontiff Beast. We have really low damage. A lot of people will come back here after Deacons, but I actually want the damage for Deacons. So we're going to go ahead and take care of the Pontiff Beast real quick here. And again, we're going to be utilizing a mark on the ground for where I have to stand. It's all visuals in this game. And the visual we're looking for is right here, this patch of snow. I'm going to stand here, turn around, and hit him with 3 all-1s. You want to back away from this attack because those flails actually have a hitbox. And then if you just let him hang out here enough, he'll go into like this weird praying animation. Which is terrifying, but yeah. Go ahead, get rid of him.
This entire enemy is kind of
terrifying, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're going not to the shrine here, but we're actually going to head down into Smoldering Lake, which is a location that a lot of runners will head down to get large Titanite shards. However, we're not going there for the shards, but we're going there because there is a boss down there. And we will pick up 2 large shards only just to get to a +4, which we will then carry all the way to mid-game. This guy always backs up and then does a fire breath attack. We always run under his legs, just a script that always happens. This is one of our shards that we're going to pick up here. going to try and abuse the game and try and deload these skeletons. A lot of people know this game for teleporting dogs, but every game or every enemy can teleport if you put them on and take them off screen very quickly, which is what I'm doing with these skeletons to try and get them to stop running at me. However, it looks like one got through, so we're going to go ahead and fight them. Skeletons are really easy to deal with. They've had the same moveset their whole life since DS1, so...
their whole life.
Their whole life, dude.
They're just dead, bro.
Listen. You're true. They are skeletons. You know what I mean, ADEF. You know what I mean. Anyway,
I do. I was being annoying. I do. I know.
All right. We got the lake. Very scary because we got this ballista, of course, shooting at us. However, we do have a strat that I came up with myself actually for when I did fat rolls only no hit. Getting past this worm and this ballista requires a very specific timing. It's an audio cue, so let me listen. Go. And as long as I hold a straight line here, neither the worm or the ballista will kill me because the ballista has to reposition. It has to pivot to lock onto me because of how much distance I made. And the snake didn't have enough time to spawn in, so we get past both of them at the same time. And again, we're not actually going to take down ODK right now. We're going to just grab the bonfire for him. The reason, again, we come down here is because we do eventually have to take down ODK, but we grab 2 large Titanite shards, and that allows us to grab a +4 for the rest of the run. For quite a bit of the run, rather. Not the rest of it, but for quite a bit of it. So I'm going to grab this bonfire and go back.
I mentioned earlier that V-Sweat has done some pretty nutty challenge runs in this game. One of which is fat rolls only all bosses. Hitless.
Which is what you're watching now. Except
no.
Not the fat roll part. That's the part.
Yeah, so he had so much equip weight that only the like roll where you chunk along was allowed.
Yeah, over 70%.
That run was nutty. I was so happy to catch that one live.
I was happy to do it. Oh my goodness. That was a very scary run.
I can't even imagine.
So you just notice I have a lot of souls, but I only want to go to 35 dexterity. And that is because I do not want to do too much damage to the Crystal Sage. We have a script for Crystal Sage, which you guys will see when we get there. But for
Tracker,
now,
by the way.
I'm going to make sure... Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's this guy. Oh, wait, no, it's not. My bad. Sorry. There we go.
It's okay.
It's okay. I'm not used to using the tracker, guys. You'll have to forgive me. So here, I'm just making sure I have enough of everything. That should be good. +4, 35 dexterity, and we're going to head back to the swamp here. Crucifixion Woods, and we're going to head to Sage now. Yeah, forgive me, guys. Usually on my own stream, I'm pretty loosey-goosey when it comes to the splits, and I don't keep up with them as much as I should. Oh, what am I doing, dude? I went the wrong way. This is what happens when you get into autopilot mode, ADEF. You just jump off of ledges you don't need to jump off of.
That's what they say.
Yeah, so I'm just going to homeward bone here and go the other way. Heading to Sage, and my mind wanted to take us to Abyss Watchers. But that's why we pick up a lot of extra homeward bones as well. All right, so like I was saying, we have a scripted kill for the Crystal Sage. If you have a +4 Sharp Infused Twin Blades, you can deal 4 L1s with a bundle, teleport 4 more L1s, and he dies. You guys will see what I mean here in a moment. Very, very nice kill. And this game has been out for so long that the community has come up with so many situational like kills and strats, and you can just like really pick and choose which ones you want to use for your run and really get some good consistency. All right, so full stamina here before I go in. And a full stamina bar straight at Sage, you'll never get hit by anything. Except if he does this attack, which again cannot go in. So we strafe this. It's nothing too crazy here. We're going to go in, use our bundle. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to stand right here so that certain crystals will pop up. That crystal spawn and that crystal spawn mean that Sage is going to pop up over here. We're going to have a full stamina bar and do 4 L1s with a bundle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and GG.
it's honestly, there's something really satisfying, I'm sure, about performing a really scripted fight like that, but also about watching it, and not scripted in the sense that like, you know, an auto scroller or anything, but like a scripted as in the community has figured out a smart way to do it.
Yeah, no, they definitely have. It's all like, that's all hitless runs are, really. It's like, you know, it's like this giant mass of people trying to figure out a game on a level that you're never supposed to play a game at. And then there's just a big Discord of everyone sharing their information and findings, allowing you to then create your own run of, you know, strats that you want to use. You know, there's not just one set way of doing something, which is awesome. This is known to be the scariest running section of the game. I love this running section, not too scared of it. Very precise stuff, though. Got to throw a firebomb at the foot of this grass right there, then lock on. You will miss that if you don't do it that way. We're going to strafe that arrow with using the tree. This guy is going to shoot us, and I'm just going to know when to dodge here. Perfect. And we're through. But there is a lot of enemies, dogs. If you don't take a certain way through that, you're aggroing a mess of enemies. It's all about where you're sprinting and where you're not sprinting as well. That's one thing in these games, ADEF, that you might not even know yourself, and it's never really mentioned. But enemies will actually hear you or see you from further distances if you have armor on compared to when you don't have armor on. And that is a very, very, very important thing to keep in mind when you're doing runs like Fat Roll all bosses hitless, right? So you have to learn these.
I did not know that, but it doesn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like it makes sense because of all like the jingle jangle of your clothes.
Yeah, and because the game often talks about sound, and like it does feel like the enemies are listening. Because you can walk up quietly.
Exactly. Yeah, you can. Exactly. And we're going to actually use an item later that creates, or it makes you create the less, like, aggro. I guess it's called, you create the least amount of aggro possible with this weapon, or this item. Sorry, not this weapon. And we'll show you guys that later. But for now, we're going through the scariest running section. And I would also like to take this time, ADEF, to point out that if anyone in chat ever in their whole lives has rolled for this enemy, they are bad at this game. That's just a thing.
I'm called out.
Do you roll for that enemy when you go by him?
I don't know if it's a staple of my gameplay, but I wouldn't be surprised if I have done it.
I don't know if it's a staple of my gameplay. So that's just a little bit. We say that every time for that guy. I've been saying that joke for... It's not even a joke at this point. Well, I mean, it is and it isn't, right?
You say it enough times, you start to mean it.
Exactly, right? That's the problem. All right, this section's scary. I have to listen. Okay, we're good. We're going to go at a constant arc here to avoid any arrows in the back. You just heard one pass me. Going to do a one skull strategy here by going in behind this pillar. Normally, players will use two skulls here. And that's also going to aggro this guy. This guy might hear me and come back. Oh, he didn't. We're good. Very important to kill that guy sitting down. If you ignore him and go to the door, he'll wake up and come after you. So you definitely want to avoid that. We're heading to Deacons. I'm not going to get the safety bonfire or shortcut. We're just going to go for it. Okay. Tell my story, ADEF. If I don't make it.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you meant right now. I was okay.
Oh, yeah, no. If I don't make it. Two thralls here, one to the right, one straight ahead. He's actually on a pretty bad pathing. We also got to worry about this guy throwing poop at us, which he's about to do. Perfect. And I think we're good. Cool. And now we got this part here. Shoutouts to Hemptet. He showed me that I should stand in front of this guy instead of going underneath him, and that baits out a much better attack, which we got right there. Normally, his legs curl and you can get stuck on his feet, but that attack just, you know, the 5 holes wide open there. Right underneath. Really good strat that I don't see many people do. All right, so we're on to Deacons. +4, 35 dex here. We should be okay. Got to be at full health so that we reap the benefits of Lloyd's sword. We are going to put on our correct gear. And away we go, guys. Let's do it. Tough fight here, especially if you're trying to be fast. You never want the red aura to be on a tall or fat deacon. You just want it to be on the small deacons. I'll still try and get a kill if I can here, though. Don't want to rush things too much, though. Some bad luck here. Again, spawning on that large deacon. That's 2 L1s to kill. Oh, he's in a good spot. I'm going to go for it. Oh, that would have been perfect. So that sucks. And it went right back on him, dude. Okay, I got a fat deacon spawn in here. Not safe to go for the kill. Some bad luck. A really good deacon spawn here, but I actually can't take it without risking it. And it's going to change here. That internal timer is pretty good. I'm just going to nick this guy with 1R1. If you do a damage to the red deacon, it'll always switch like it did right there. Okay, we just got to push that guy out the back there, and we should be okay. One more round around him here. Staying in the middle on me. Oh, there we go, there we go. And then there's those big deacons, man. You can't go for it there. Oh, he's popping out. I can go for this. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to get him, dude. Here we go. There we go. A lot of manipulation you can do with deacons. It's really hard to describe other than because people have asked me, you know, like, how do you do this fight without a random fireball getting you in the butt? And there is a lot of tiny movements that dictate how the deacons will react. And it's really hard to describe, but the more you do this fight, the more you can see it. We just need one more kill here, guys, and then we are ready to set up for the kill itself on the Archdeacon. And I'm sitting at 43 minutes. Pretty slow, but, you know, it's still not super slow. Here we go. Oh, I thought that would kill. Didn't. Perfect. So what I'm doing here is I'm luring the pack of deacons to the back of the arena. Reason I'm doing that is because the main deacon is going to spawn in the front. So I want all of these guys to be as far away from that sequence as possible. All right, we should be fine to go for the kill here. I'm going to do a strat here with 2 skulls. I'm going to wait till they spawn in so I get the most out of my skull. Going to throw one. They're all going to turn around and start walking towards it infinitely. I'm going to take that time to throw another one. Oh, he lived. I think I missed a blade. All right, GG.
Nice.
And getting that weapon, or sorry, getting that item from killing deacons allows us to go straight to Irithyll already. Now let me keep up with splits here. Onwards to Yorm already.
Remember to update those splits, big man.
Did I not? It should be on the right one. We should be on Yorm.
Oh, yeah. No. You're good. Sorry. Yeah. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. And here is the actual location, guys, that I was referencing earlier, where we're going to be using an item that actually creates the least amount of aggro from your character. Be using that here in just a second once we get to this bonfire.
I assume you're talking about the branch.
The branch. One of the most revolutionary items, I would say, in hitless running for DS3. The biggest game changer is the Young White Branch. Without this, I remember back in the day, runners would get to this location, Irithyll, and then have to kill all of these knights. Melee, 1v1, all of them. Now, we use this statue and simply walk by them all. Not only is it infinitely safer, it's actually faster as well. So it may not look fast, but you actually do save time doing this. The way the item works is if you're moving while in this form, you do create a little aggro, a tiny bit. If you're completely still, nothing will see you. Even if they like walk up and like get stuck on your body and like continuously walk into you, they will not attack. So yeah, we're just doing our old little Irithyll crawl here. It's sad because I always wish that I could run past those first set of knights and then White Branch up here. But the way the branch works is if something is already chasing you, you can't escape aggro by going into a branch. If that makes sense. You have to enter the aggro range without them already knowing you're there. So we're going to sit right here, and you guys are going to actually see this scary fire witch come right up close to us, but he's not going to see us. And I'm actually going to cut the branch section a little short and do a speed strat right after it, just to save a little time. Could get hit by an Irithyll Knight, but I do want to show it off if I can. In this game, if you are holding block with a shield, for whatever reason, the scary Irithyll Knights that are up here will dash towards you, which is really good because that means they're not attacking if they're dashing. So whoever found that, you know, kudos to them. Last set of enemies here to walk by, and we're just going to start sprinting, and I will try and showcase that strat. All right, so here we go. Get to the top of this stair. This guy won't see you. Run straight at him. So we're going to one hand, and the second we turn this corner, we're going to hold block, and you'll see him dash towards us. Right there, perfect. And that's so clean, man. It makes this section so much quicker. Again, we don't need this bonfire. There's really no need ever to get that bonfire. We're just going to continue our way down to the distant manor. And then once we get to the distant manor... No, I guess I could go to Yorm first and then to distant manor. I think that'd make the most sense. I think I'm going to do that. Because we do need to go back and shop for Alluring Skulls eventually. We are running short. And I don't know if, Adef, if you want it to take your break now or after Yorm, it's up to you.
We could do it at the next bonfire.
Yeah, because there's going to be a bonfire right in this church right here.
Let's do that.
Okay, we can do that. Picking up these green blossoms is really nice too. They sell, or sorry, you can purchase them infinitely for 1,000 a piece. That's kind of expensive though, so it's nice to pick them up when you can. especially since we're running with base stamina for most of the run. All right, so I can sit here and, yeah.
All right, here. We will take our first break here. So gamers, do not go anywhere. This is just a little wellness break, so we can get up, stretch our legs, grab some water. Everybody, please do stick around. It'll be just a couple minutes here. Yeah, we'll be back with more Challenger approaching, more V-Sweat, and more Dark Souls 3 All Bosses Hitless right after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is Adef, and this is Challenger Approaching, a show all about challenge runs. Before we get back into things, a few quick announcements. If you want to follow what Games Done Quick is up to, use exclamation links in Twitch chat for all things GDQs. That's Twitter, Instagram, things like that. Please do follow us. Check us out on the regular. If you're watching on YouTube, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And AGDQ 2023 online will be January 8th to the 15th. It's very exciting. Game submissions and volunteer applications are now open. The volunteer submissions are open until September 24th, but, and I have to amend this, I said this earlier, but the game submissions are open until the 21st. So do head to gamesdonequick.com for more info and get excited about the event for January. But for right now, we got V-Sweat. V-Sweat, go ahead and give us a countdown whenever you're ready.
3, 2, 1, and go. So before I head down into Yorm's lair, into the profane capital, I'm actually going to retreat back to Shrine and do a little shopping. I just want to grab some alluring skulls, mostly so I don't forget, because I'm kind of prone to forgetting to grab these, and it's very important I don't forget to grab them on this run. So that's all I'm doing here is quickly going up and grabbing Patches, who is only available after you pass through Irithyll with the small doll. If you come up to the tower in behind the shrine here with 20,000 souls, you can purchase the tower key, go up the top of it after going through Irithyll, or sorry, after entering Irithyll. And Patches will trap you in this tower whenever you go up the elevator here. So we're a mile ahead of him. We're just going to homeward bone. We've outwitted Patches. He had no idea what hit him. He thought his plan was flawless, but we managed to escape. So now if we go back up and confront Patches, he will beg for his life and sell us items. The most important item being alluring skulls, which are crucial for hitless runs. And I'm going to grab 25 of them. Probably you'll be back to grab a couple more later. Normally I have 32, but we'll see how it goes. Let's go back to Yorm though. The more times you waste time heading back to Shrine, that really adds up in the course of a run. So you really don't want to come back to Shrine unless you absolutely need to, especially in these runs. So we're going to do Yorm first, and that is just to get a few more souls so that we can level up. We're going to do a strat here. We're going to aggro those enemies to start their running path, cast Spook, and jump down. By the time we reach this pillar, this witch will have started its walking path. Since we have Spook, it can't hear us, and we run by him safely. Nice little strategy there. You have to aggro the walking path of those enemies before you cast Spook, otherwise it will not work. Now, a lot of people ask me, how would you ever get through this section hitless? Because these enemies do, if they stare at you, drain your HP, and it does count in a hitless run. Recently, I'd say about a year ago, someone found out that you can simply run through this area without killing anyone with Spook. Again, this guy's not going to see us, so we're going to run here, and we're going to have full stamina for this bit. And again, the way that the Jailer's Drain works, it's actually very interesting how it works. They are constantly emitting like a laser beam of tiny little balls shooting at you. And that is how the attack works. With Cheat Engine, we were able to actually see how it works, and it was really interesting to see what we found. So you can actually strafe those little projectiles, and you'll never get drained, which is pretty interesting. So here we're going to skip all of the dungeon. We're just going to line ourselves up on this little ledge. We're going to cast Spook, and we're going to backstep. If you have enough stats, if you have enough health, vitality, and dexterity, you can make this skip without spook. But we don't, so we're just going to go ahead and use spook. And that brings us all the way down here. That's the best attack the gargoyle can do. Actually, pretty scary enemy, but we do have strats for him. Once we grab this bonfire, I'm going to sit down at it and actually double back into the jailer room and pick up an item for the run.
Yes, the jailer drain does count as a hit since it is an AI-generated health drop.
So ahead, I'm just going to sit here, do a little skip and jump across this. Saves climbing some ladders. And we're going to go back into this room with all those jailers in it. Just for a moment so that we can pick up the ashes. And these ashes allow us to purchase infinite lightning resin. Lightning is definitely the best resin in this game. It's pretty much strong against every boss other than a couple. It's definitely our go-to. So I'm just going to cast Spook here, the power of Spook. Just don't want to let the enemies see me directly. Just going to say sideways to him here, wait till he turns and then go. Ooh, this guy saw me though. So we get our ashes and we head straight back to Yorm. So he started running at us, actually. They can't drain you without starting their drain attack animation. So I knew I was safe there for sure. Okay, we're going to wait till the ground renders, then jump off this ladder. Save a little bit of time with Spook. And I have a little strat I came up with here myself. Let's see if it works for us today. Nice. And we're going to head straight into Yorm. Normally on hitless runs, I would say a lot of the new age runners will fight Yorm with the twin blades. However, we're going to use the storm ruler because it's faster. Yorm's music. Let's go. Actually, a really good song. All right, so let's do it. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and loop Yorm into a headshot only kind of loop here. Every time he does down this slam attack, his head protrudes a bit, and it allows you to get headshots. Actually missed a headshot there. Interesting. You can always see me go back to Yorm's feet at the end of all his animations. That is to force him into doing one of two attacks, either a stomp, which he just did, or the attack we're looking for, which is the slam down. This one. Another no headshot there. I think that's because his foot's on that elevation there. It just changed it a bit. One more hit and he's dead though. All right. It's going to come quickly back to Shrine and up our dexterity. We want 40 dexterity. Like I said, I kind of fudged my numbers earlier, so we'll see if we can... oh, we should be fine here. Oh, yeah, more than fine. We're going to go 42. And now I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple buffs. right. Looking good, feeling good. Heading into Pontiff now. So I will go to Distant Manor. Hopefully everyone in chat's enjoying the playthrough so far.
I'm loving it.
You liking it, ADF? I'm glad, dude.
Yeah. Come on. Of course I am.
Oh, so remember the start of the run, ADF, when I told you guys I'm just going to be doing strategies that you would never want to do in an Atlas run?
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, so we're about to do one of those. There's an Ash pickup that we need in here. Normally, I would do if I was hitless and I really wanted to get this run, I would de-aggro everything, do this really long strat of de-aggroing all these enemies and sneaking back into this room. Takes like 3 minutes. We're just going to YOLO. Perfect.
Pog.
That's how they do it right there. Chalk it up. It's the ideal strat. Normally, you would come into this room, wait for all those spider creatures to leave you alone, then use a white branch, creep back down into the room, get the item, and homeward bone, and then run this section again. That's what you would do if you really wanted a hitless run. But, you know, speed. Got to go fast here. We don't got time. We need to see Gale. You know, we need to see Gale. This is known to be the run killer for new runners, this running section, but with good skull throws and good positioning, it's very doable. I'd say that these two skull throws are the most important skull throw locations in the game. Normally, you can be pretty lackadaisy with your skull throws, but the precision on these two, not this one, this is just for safety. The first two, though, super important that you nail them. Heading into Pontiff, pretty scary fight, so I'm just going to focus.
Somebody in chat asks, has there ever been a bad V-Swed stream? The answer is the only bad V-Swed streams are the streams where he doesn't stream.
That was a lot of stream in one sentence.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, here we go. I'm going to try and get 2 R1s as he's waking up here. We're going to swap shields after I take the parry so we get more stamina. Go around him, 3 L1s. Make it 4.
So good.
The 42 dex really makes that a lot easier. Normally I was going with 40, and then yesterday I was like, what's stopping me from just going 42? So I'm actually mid-rolling. I want to get rid of this shield. There we go. So we're heading to Aldrich. This running section is where we're actually going to pick up more ashes, guys, so that we can purchase large Titanite shards. Remember, we skipped out on picking up all the large Titanite at the start of the game to save up some time. So now we're going to make that time back by purchasing all the large. 2 skulls for these NPCs. They can be quite annoying. We're going to 180 up here and throw another skull just for safety. We're going to get ready for a running section here. I'm going to equip the Sorcerer's Staff so that we can cast Spook. We're also going to pick up a large shard here, which, you know, saves some souls. We don't have to buy all the large Titanite shards. And now we check and drop down here. And these are the Easterner Ashes, which grants, I think, dark resins, as well as, more importantly, large Titanite. We're going to cast Spook here, wait for full stamina, and now we're just going to go. The power of Spook here, normally you'd want to creep through this area, either in White Branch mode or in Stance, which you could use a straight sword that would have Stance. That makes it so that you are forced to walk. A lot of players, a lot of runners do the forced walk animation, but you can Spook through as well. It's a lot faster. You guys are really seeing how Spook can add up in a run.
That lever you just pulled that turns this.
Yes.
In my casual playthrough, I explored this area for no less than an hour. because I walked past that switch like 5 times, and I was like, okay, I guess like the Anne Orlando is an Easter egg and it is not progression path, and I've clearly missed something.
Yeah, I could. It's an Easter egg. It's Dark Souls. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, okay, I guess I'm not supposed to go here. And then I saw the switch and was so mad.
Oh yeah, I'd be fuming at that point. I would be fuming. All right. It's actually super funny. I wonder how many like instances of that with people in their first playthroughs like the really so crucial, you know.
The really famous one is the or at least I think. In Dark Souls 1, there's like a ladder beneath the dragon.
Beneath the dragon.
In Undead Burg. And there's like a ladder in that area that's just like the same color as the wall and behind a wall. And if you drop down, it's on progression path, and it's like, where do I go?
I almost don't even remember which one you're talking about.
I mean, I don't really either. I could be fabricating this story, to be honest with you.
I think that's good, guys. I think we're good.
Ashen.
Levels don't really matter at this point. I'll see if I can put one in.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Why not boost endurance?
That's coming soon. The reason is simply because we needed damage for Pontiff, and that's why I put it all into dexterity. But once we get to Cinder, we're actually going to put a roughly, I think, 30 points into endurance right away. So. Oh, also, Adef, I kind of forgot to tell you this. So when you play this game really fast, without quitting out, the game will always, without fail, crash when we get to DLC 1. So I just have to load it up again.
I can't wait for that to happen. Is this just a you thing, or is this a community?
No, this is the Dark Souls thing. Yeah, it's just a Dark Souls thing.
Because there are fun little tech things that only happen to you.
That is true. No, but there are mods in the community. I recently wiped my PC and I just haven't re-downloaded the mod. But there are mods that do get rid of that crash. But I do not have it at the moment. That's really scary. Anytime you cut back in this room, oh, dude, that almost, my heart sunk right there that I was going to get hit by a fireball. Anyway, we have a boss fight. It's Aldrich. He devours gods, apparently. He has really bad music. Some of the worst, I would say. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm setting up for a lot of damage. Aldrich has an attack in specific that has the longest animation recovery time, and that is the one I'm waiting for so that I can potentially one-cycle him without seeing phase 2. Let's see if we can make that happen. The attack only happens if you're in front of Aldrich, which is why you're seeing me stand directly in front of him. Here it is. We're going to bundle and go for headshots. I missed one L1, but nothing to worry about here. Aldrich is perfectly free.
Well done.
Thank you. Heading straight to Dancer now. No time to stop.
Also, Scarl is yelling at you in the chat for not downloading the crash fix.
He told me to. That's why he's yelling at me. He told me to do it last night. He even reminded me. Oh, Lord, he must be. Oh. And that was Emma.
Spot on.
Thank you. Now, do I do the fancy dancer kill? I feel like I have to. Hopefully we don't die.
All right, that was kind of sick.
That was kind of cool. Them +6 weapons go in, though, dude. Do a lot of damage for only being a +6 40 dex.
My brother and I... Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
My brother and I were playing Dark Souls 1 at the same time for the first time concurrently. This was in 2020. So,
right.
like, height of the pandemic. We're playing...
Pandemic? Okay.
We're living, like, 1,500 miles away from each other, just playing Dark Souls for the first... We just happened to start at the same time. We'd never played before.
Right.
And I have this text from my brother that's like, stop leveling up. Only level up weapons. And I was like, I've played Bloodborne. I know this. I should have shared this information with you. Like, leveling up is good, but leveling up weapons is goated.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's a good point. Normally, you do not have skulls for this location, so saving this location for last on runs is really nice. It's close. That guy from behind there. So all of these archers in this area can shoot through walls. It might sound terrifying, and it is. Little skip there. Jumping up that armor, or rather running up that set of armor on the ground, makes it so those dragons don't activate, allowing us a free run through in a bit. We're actually going to go out of our way to pick up these 3 Titanite chunks, along with the 1 chunk we had received earlier. Brings us to 4. We're going to pick up 2 after Dragon Slayer armor, and that'll bring us up to a +8 for the rest of our run.
V-Sweat, did you know, this is genuinely true, did you know that there are people in the Twitch chat who for some reason haven't followed you on Twitch yet?
I would imagine that that's the case, because there's probably a lot of people in the Twitch chat. And I mean, not everyone can follow.
There are about 4,200 people here.
4,200 people.
And
wow.
They should all follow you on Twitch right now, or I will cry live on stream.
Really? Live? You'll cry on stream?
I'll do it.
That's not good. You don't want to make ADF cry. That's mean. Come on, guys.
But yeah, V-Swed, excellent content. Dark Souls 2, 3, 1, Elden Ring.
Don't ever say 1.
All right, no Dark Souls 1, just 2, 3, Elden Ring.
And I just lost 1,000
Bloodborne.
Followers. There you go.
And lots of hitless stuff, randomizers, all everything in between. Excellent stream. Very, very, very worth your time.
Thanks, ADF. Very kind of you, sir. I should probably skull this guy, but, you know, whatever. I have Alluring Skulls. I should probably use them. We're going to try an Estus cancel here. I still haven't got one. I'm 0 for 2 on my Estus cancels, so I was hoping to show those off. So there's a little trick you can do in this game where you can cancel the end animation of your drink, allowing you to have free control of your character again. That was close.
Wow, I just realized we went the full hour 15 without a V-Swed moan, dude. We just got one.
I've been trying to hold it back. Is there someone behind me right now? Okay, no, he's at the gate. Okay, that sounded like it was right behind me. That scared me, man. It's one of my favorite fights in the game.
Oh, this is like a Dark Souls boss through and through. I feel like when people, if someone were ever to ask why I like Hoarah so much in Elden Ring, I'd be like, have you played DSA?
Yeah, same. Oh, he's alive. My man. Scared me.
So that right there, that interaction that all of you just watched is, to me, the most impressive part about Dark Souls hitless runs, is the like conservative play style, the ability to play really conservatively when the boss has like literally one health left. And instead of just doing what I or the other million players would do, which is like, oh, well, I'll just go in and get a sprinting attack and any attack will kill. They have the wherewithal to like not just storm in and wait for the right moment and go for a hit. Because, yeah, of course, wasting 5 seconds and getting a better opportunity is better, but that human urge to just like finish it is so strong. So I'm always really impressed when Dark Souls runners have like the crazy, like the really amazing patience to wait.
And that's another thing I guess you just kind of know from doing these runs is that DSA, his shield, if he's blocking, you can't actually do chip damage through.
I guess there's that too.
There is that. There is the know about that. Like I know that. I might be wrong. Maybe there is a weapon that can deal chip damage. I'm sure there is. So I only have 5 skulls here. Okay, so that should be fine. Interesting. I'm going to do a really, 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 really scary thing. Like, remember before I was saying things were scary? Take that and multiply it by 10. I'm going to go for it, though, just for you guys. Yeah, totally fine. Not even close. All right.
That was mortifying.
Yeah, I doubt that anyone on a hitless run would ever want to do that. But like I said, I got a time frame to fill here, so we got to go a little quicker.
I will reiterate, you have plenty of time.
I feel so rushed. Got to go fast. And roll. So a lot of lines that I'm doing here that are scarier lines are hitless. That aren't hitless approved are normally done by speedrunners. I'm pretty familiar with the speedrun of this game, and the thing about speedrunning is a lot of the time in a speedrun, doing it perfect is faster. A lot of the time, not always. But, you know, as a hitless runner who comes up with all these strategies, you know, sometimes looking outside the box into speedruns can be so helpful because you'll find something that is maybe a little more user needed to do, but is just as safe if you can execute it quickly.
I feel that way about speedruns. Like, if you're a speedrunner of a game that's maybe older, or of any game, but maybe also of a game that's not as well known, if there is a tool-assisted speedrun, if there's a task for your game, you can learn so much by watching it.
100%.
Because, like, yeah, there are strategies you as a human aren't going to be able to do, but because the task communities and the RTA communities are a little separate, sometimes you'll see something and be like, oh my god, I never thought of that.
No, 100% though. Seriously, you can see so much stuff. Normally, I wouldn't grab this bonfire at all, but I am going to just because of, I don't want to run all of Archives again. On top of that, I'm going to go back and grab some more skulls at this point. Oh, no, we got more. We just didn't. I'm such a silly goose, ADEF. Such a silly goose, dude. You know what I did?
What?
I homeward boned. I think you were talking to chat. I was halfway through the Archives and I homeward boned. I don't know if you noticed that. And the reason I did that is because I didn't have all my skulls. And then if you homeward bone in this game, the game doesn't actually replenish your stuff. I have to actually sit at the bonfire. So I actually didn't do that. All right, here. This is also another strat I would not recommend, but we're going to do it because speed. Oh, God. Here we go. My story. 3 buffs, make it 3. Okay, that's not 3. That's fine though. Very important to throw the skull on the ground. If a skull is in mid-air, these enemies will not aggro to it until it hits the ground. So it's very important to throw one at the ground immediately right beside you, then lure them away from the door with other ones. This is my favorite fight in the entire game. Actually, in all of FromSoft, I would say.
Really?
Yes, this is the best. Come on.
The
my
princes.
Goodness, please. Yeah. Glitch there. Princes can't teleport to you if you're here. All right, GG.
Pog. Huge. That was sick.
Huge.
Pog. All right, huge. Sick.
Huge. Sick, bro.
It's like basically my whole vocabulary now.
Sick. Huge.
So, are we a bop it now? We sound like we're a bop it.
Bop it. Pull it. Press it.
Twist it. Sick.
Twist it.
Huge. Sick. Pog. Pog.
It said Pog back in the 90s. But like they were talking about like the actual Pogs that you used to collect
of course,
as a kid. Yeah. So we're at Cinder now. All I have to do is purchase a couple more buffs and level up to like 3 million stamina. Grab a few more bones. Not forget to level up our swords, because I always do that, and I'm not forgetting today. And we're going to stay at +8 for the rest of the run.
No +10?
No +9. I'd get +10 if I could get +9, honestly. All right, so Dex, Endurance, looking for 30 at least. I'm going to go 32 and 45. Sounds good.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Farewell, Firekeeper 1. You've been doing great, Firekeeper. Really holding down the fort here.
She's great. Big
She
fan.
is, you know. Favorite Firekeeper, ADEF? Which one?
Excuse me?
What's your favorite Firekeeper? There's
of like the different games. I thought it was like there's just this one.
No,
you mean in like the other?
Hello, dude. There's 2 in this game.
Is there?
You know Irina, the blind faith miracle lady.
Oh,
yeah. You can.
All right, you can make fun of me, whatever, dude. I'll kick you off the show. All right, that's it for Dark Souls 3 with Z-Sweat. Thank you everybody so much. No.
All right, let's do it. I'm also going to do a little speedrun trick here once it fades out. Square down X, uses a homeward bone, teleports back to the bonfire last rested. However, you can trick the game into saying, well, you don't have the last bonfire rested, so it puts you here and skips that dark room. Just kind of nice.
I thought you meant like between this game and like the lady from Dark Souls 2 and like
yeah. Well, no, I did.
The Firekeepers in Dark Souls 1. Okay,
yeah,
well,
I did. Which one's your
I
favorite?
like the lady in Dark Souls 2 a lot.
Me too.
Mostly
Me too.
just
Emerald
because I
Hill.
like Majula a lot.
Me too. Yeah, same.
But I also enjoy the doll in Bloodborne. I think she's cool.
They say the doll's evil. What do you have to say about
they
that?
do, but they don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, good
So
luck
this is
with
Cinder.
Cinder.
Hardest fight in the game by a large margin. Let's do it. Whoops. Double backflip means he has to buff. Also, you do not want to attack him when he has his head down. He can parry you in this phase. Actually, want to get heals off because I have Lloyd's. I think I'll have to heal twice. But I won't worry about it until phase 2. All right, so now we're heading back to do the optionals before we head to DLC. We did take a hit there at the very start. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Nice job, though.
Yeah, really chill any percent. How fast was the any percent? 129, pretty slow, but, you know, not too bad. So now, like I said, we are heading right back to my second favorite fight of the entire game, Asyros. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on Asyros, but he is a fantastic fight. And that's we're kind of in boss rush mode, because all the areas with the bosses remaining in them we've been through already, except of course the DLC and Archdragon Peak. But yeah, we're definitely in a little bit of a boss rush mode right now.
Do you have a favorite? So I mean, you and I have talked a lot on these shows about like favorite bosses.
Yep.
But what are your favorite Dark Souls areas? Whether it be aesthetically or gameplay wise.
I think High Wall is really good because of how difficult it is as your first like entrance into the game. It doesn't hold your hand. It's really tough. So I really like High Wall, I feel like, as well as what is it called? Not the swamp, but the area before the swamp. I can never remember them. The Crucifixion Woods. I really enjoy the Crucifixion Woods. I think that's a really cool area.
What about in the series as a whole?
In the series as a whole, Earthrin Peak in DS2 is awesome. I just love all the poison and stuff. Anor Londo DS1 is a classic, of course. As much as I don't like DS1, is a good area. Yeah, I'd say those. If I had to pick for each game.
How do you feel about walking out of the windmill into like the weird transition in Dark Souls 2?
Dude, there is that. I don't know. The weirdest transition in DS2.
Hey, wait, are you going to talk about the one into the castle area?
Yes.
Where it's daytime and then you walk through the tunnel and it's raining?
It's like, hello?
And it's like a 5-second tunnel as well.
Yeah, it's like, how did they just miss this? It blows my mind. That is the one.
It does feel weird. See, but I was willing to forgive that one, honestly. For me, the one out of the windmill into Earthen Peak, where it just like is a completely different area.
It's pretty funny.
Weird.
But, you know, that's just one of the quirks, the charms of DS2. All right, heading into phase 2 here for Asyros. Huge stagger there. That causes a delay for his animation, allows us to get full stamina for this transition. And a strafe, and a stagger. Nope, no stagger. Maybe on this one? He must have ate the stagger during transition. And now, after we kill Asyros, we're heading straight down into Champion Gundir's arena. Asyros, can I get through, please? Thank you. I think Asyros is one of the best fights in the game because he is one of the only bosses that will not let you dictate the flow of the fight and where the fight will take place. He is all over the place. You have to hunt him down. Not many bosses like that in this game. Another thing I'm going to do here is just YOLO this part. Another strat you can do is with white branches for this guy. This enemy's kind of scary, but I know his moveset pretty good, so we should be fine. There's a lot of stealth strats that make this run a lot more consistent that I'm ignoring simply because, you know, speed. We can die right here as I roll through this. Okay, we didn't. Anytime you roll through an invisible wall in Dark Souls 3, there is a very small chance that you can get teleported underneath the map and die. That's for any. That is just, you know, that's like a. What is it called when you first die to that for the? It's like a. Like everyone has died to it once kind of thing. Like it's like a. It's like your. It's
a rite of passage.
There it is, the rite of passage, right? If you have to roll for this enemy, who you already know.
You know what? I bet I just killed that enemy, to be honest.
Yeah. Honestly, those guys are crazy difficult to fight, man. They are all over the place. They are left, right, center.
I loved how I came, like, I exited that, like, castle area, and then I was in an area. I was like, this feels familiar. And then it was a duplicate. I loved this. Because it felt very similar to, like, in Bloodborne, finding the old Hunter's Dream shack.
Yep.
It's just very cool to me.
No, it is. I remember I thought that was cool because it's like, oh, it's like, it's like the dream, we've been here. Now it's all different. This is Champion Gundyr, who is kind of cool, but also kind of not that cool because you can just parry him. So, yeah. He's trying his best, he's doing stuff. I'm not parrying this. Knew I shouldn't have, dude. Why did I go for it?
You said it out loud and then did it anyway. Why? Why'd you do that?
I don't know. I didn't want to. I said I wasn't going to either on the show because it's just there's something weird about that attack in particular for me. I see everyone else parry it, no issues at all. But every time I go for it, I have issues. And I don't know why. And I guess I just wanted to go for it to try and prove to myself that I can do it, but I don't know why. I struggle with it. And I see everyone else do it, and I just can't do it.
Do you want to know my favorite areas, V-Swed?
Sure. What are your favorite areas?
I'm very partial to snow levels and castle levels in video games. So, I mean, my favorite area, period, full stop, in all of the series is Irithyll.
Yeah.
But Drain Lake Castle and Orlando, both of the painted worlds are great.
The worlds are so good. Forgot about those areas.
Not just for the look of the area, which is obviously huge for me, but the gameplay as well. I really love the Dark Souls 3 painted world.
Worst part about dying to champion is you don't get all that free damage at the start, but it's okay. What are your thoughts on Frigid Outskirts, Adef, as someone who likes snow levels? Bad? Okay, just making sure.
It's the one area that I elected to not play. When I did my Dark Souls playthroughs over the pandemic, I played every game for the first time except for Bloodborne, which I had played years prior. Canehurst Castle slaps. It's a combination of my two favorite things. Same with Irithyll. But I was like, I got like halfway through Frigid Outskirts and was like, I'm good. I'll skip this.
I managed to get through Frigid Outskirts, I think, without too many issues. But I remember it being a trek of me despawning all of the enemies. It was a mess.
Well, I had already... I don't know. I liked Dark Souls 2 a lot, but the DLC kind of missed for me a little bit, honestly.
And I'm the complete opposite. I think the DLCs for Dark Souls 2 added the most to the game that any other DLCs did for any Dark Souls game. So I think without those DLCs, Dark Souls 2 would have been a lot of a darker... cast in a darker light, we could say, for back...
I would agree that they added a lot. I mean, it's a ton of content. No question.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Okay, this will be the last time we level up until the very last boss. And now we're just going to go do a couple freebies. The two freebies we need to take care of are the tree as well as Old Demon King. I know on my splits I have Nameless there, but I'm actually going to take care of these guys first and then do Nameless. Reasoning, I don't really have one other than I kind of just feel like it right now, and it's going to be quick because we do so much damage at this point in the game that doing early bosses such as ODK and Tree are pretty trivial at this point. Where am I at for time? 137. We're looking good. We can do this.
Oh, you're going to be just fine.
I was worried. All it takes is a bad death. And then you just like... I don't know, sometimes it can go badly. I hate this guy, dude. Either chase me or don't chase me.
That dude with the pitchfork.
I don't have full health. Here we go. All right, so this is gonna go just like this.
Gonna say it. Did not enjoy this boss visually.
Not the greatest fight in the game, you know. I honestly, I'm kind of a fan of the tree. I think he's so unique and hilarious.
I was fine with the boss gameplay-wise. I thought it was interesting enough. It kind of... Dark Souls 3 did well what Dark Souls 1 did not in the terms of, like, bosses where it's kind of gimmicky. You have to, like, break certain parts of the boss. Because, like, oh my god, freaking... What is that boss called in Dark Souls 1 with the tree? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the Bed of Chaos. That's a puzzle fight.
I hate that boss.
Everyone hates that boss. But once you learn the puzzle, it's replicable every time, which is nice.
Yeah, but the floor falling down.
But I have to learn.
I'm not here to learn. Okay, let's get that straight right now. I'm not here to learn. I'm here to forget about my problems and play video games. Okay.
True. That's fair, Adef, man. That's fair.
When I played Dark Souls 1, I was in the middle of a Zoom semester of graduate school. The last thing I wanted was to pop off of my already horrible Zooms and be like, time to learn.
Nothing better than learning.
That's all I have to say about that.
Whoops. Free Blossom. And we have our old friend ODK. Thoughts on ODK?
I liked this boss.
Liked him?
It wasn't a boss I felt like writing home about. I don't think it was spectacular, but I thought it was... I mean, it kind of harkens back to those bosses in Dark Souls 1. There's 3 of them. I can't remember any of the Dark Souls 1 boss names right now.
I know exactly who you're trying to think of, too.
Yeah, there's the fire one, the one in the jail, and it's the first boss in the game.
Yeah, the Asylum Demons.
Thank you, the Asylum Demons. It feels very Asylum Demon, which I think is intentional.
Yeah. So, again, nothing too out of the ordinary there with Tree and ODK at this point in the run is very, very easy. Just go in and hit them where they hurt and move on. However, what we're moving on to is now the meat of the run, I would say. All the DLCs remain, as well as Nameless King. So it's going pretty well. 3 hits, going at a decent pace.
Yeah, this is
not too bad. Not too bad.
Nameless King is such a sick boss.
Love Nameless King. He's so fun.
They took me so many attempts in my first playthrough.
Oh, no, I'm ADF. I also have to do a thing here. I'm just going to run through this bit, and if we get drained, then we're just going to accept it. We're not going to count it. Reasoning, we got to go fast, and this room, I don't think we're going to get drained because they're so far away. Yeah, we didn't get drained anyway. However, I run through that room without caring simply because the strat normally takes a while to do safely. So I just cut it out of this run because I didn't want to make you guys watch me waiting for those jailers to walk around the room in a certain pattern before I run. You just go for it. You know, it's fine. It's a showcase. Oh, and there's our crash heading into the DLC, or not the DLC, Nameless, but this game has a fail-safe mechanism built into it where I think the cache of the game overflows and then it shuts down so that you're forced to clear the cache. I don't know what a cache is. I don't know anything about it. That's just what some people have told me. So that's fine. I'm just going to load it up.
That's the most V-Swed regurgitation of technical details with no understanding of what it means.
Zero understanding. Negative knowledge, actually. But
a cache is like stored information in memory.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, it literally comes from the word cache, which is just a normal non-computer word, like a store of items.
Non-computer words? What?
I know. Can you believe that the word bug has different meaning than a computer
What was the
glitch?
last thing I said on your show when I came here? Was it a European coleslaw? What was it? Or European?
What are you talking about?
Remember when I was doing Elden Ring, I don't know what we were talking about, but
this, V-Sweat, you gotta understand. I've done so many shows since then.
Yeah, there was like a European. I called something like European when I had no it just didn't make sense to call it European because I forget what it was, dude. It was really bad. Yeah.
What happens when you're in the bathroom?
European, my man. I know, dude. Have you not been to my stream? I know every dad joke in existence. And then some.
What is European coleslaw, bro? What are you talking? What are you talking?
It was stir fry. It was stir fry.
How would that have come up?
It was the European stir fry.
How did that come up?
And you said, "What is a European stir fry?"
Yeah, I'm saying it again right now. What are you talking about?
So anyone that doesn't know, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyone that doesn't know what I'm doing here, there is a skip we can do. Where you can plunge Wyvern from jumping off this ledge. The game technically thinks you're falling. And since the Wyvern's head's right there, you can technically plunge him.
God, I
very
love that.
really easy to pull off. You just go up here, press running jump, and anyone can do it.
I would like to reiterate that what are you talking about?
So yeah, European stir fry.
Is it like pasta?
What's normally a stir fry? Isn't it vegetables?
Stir fry. A stir fry is typically a rice dish with vegetables and maybe a protein that has been stir fried together.
Interesting. That makes sense.
Stir fry meaning that you fry it in a pan, but you're like stirring it as you
fry.
Where the words comes from.
That's really cool.
Yes, a stir fry could just be vegetables, certainly, but typically it includes multiple ingredients.
I think what happened is we were talking about what I was going to eat for dinner, and I think my wife Aura was going to order some kind of stir fry, and you would ask me what kind of stir fry, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I think it's like a European one or something. Even though like that, Europe's so big, it's like, wait, what? Like,
I'm gonna get some European food. I mean, but by the same token, I mean, we in the West do that. We say Asian food, but there's so many countries in Asia. Like, I'm guilty of this for sure, of saying like Asian food and meaning specifically Chinese food. I'm very guilty of that generalization for sure. But yeah, I mean, Asian food could technically encompass anything from Japanese food to, Iranian food, which are two very different foods.
Heading into Nameless here, guys, after the European stir-fry discussions. We kind of glazed over this running section. Not a very scary running section at all. Is this place called the Archives? No, Archdragon Peak. Not a very scary running section at all. Kind of just glazed over it, ran through it. Is what it is. We got 2 Nameless, and that is what we're going to go try and do right here. So I am going to focus because it's one of the few fights that you need a lot of focus for.
Good luck.
Thanks. I'll try not to get hit like I did on Cinder. This OST is so good.
The harpsichord in this song goes so hard. It's so good. Very well done.
Thanks, Adolf. And we're on to the DLCs. Sadly, we didn't get the opener I needed to do the dragon statue bit that I was telling you about. Adolf's like, what is V-Sweat talking about right now, dude?
Ashen 1.
I'm always like, what is V-Sweat talking about right now?
Farewell, Ashen One.
Let's go do the DLCs, guys. Not this one. So we're actually going to do Freed and then save Grave Tender to the very end of the run. And the reason is I need as much dexterity and endurance as possible to do the strat we're going to do. Oh, and you guys will get to see a really cool bit of parkour here that will result in our death if I mess it up. So that's always fun. Where are we at now? 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 3 hits. It's pretty good. Not too bad. Now, ever since I've been practicing for this run, I kind of wanted to get a decent time in this category.
You should grind it
Because,
down.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, for any percent, I used to do hitless speedruns. My personal best is 59 minutes hitless. But I've never actually done one for all bosses before.
Wow.
That could be fun to do one day. And I mean, I've been practicing it a lot. Like, this is almost a speed run. Like, obviously, I would cut out bonfires here and there, maybe, if I was grinding for it, but I don't even know what an end time would be. Maybe 2 hours would be something to shoot for. Where am I at right now? 149. Yeah, 2 hours would be ridiculous. Definitely possible, though. So the skip that I'm going to do, the bit of parkour, is Scream Skip. It literally skips the screaming section that blows everyone's eardrums out. And that's why it's called Scream Skip. Because there are a bunch of bird enemies in this church that just shriek. And for some reason, I don't think their audio got altered, and they're just so loud. So we're going to go over here and do a little jump instead. Saves a lot of time. Cool.
All my homies love parkour.
Me too, dude. I love parkour in these games. We're going to do a little bit more here as well. Again, this is just a safety bonfire in case the worst thing in the world happens. Go ahead and grab it. Yeah, there's a little bit of parkour here. You can run up this and then jump onto this, and then you skip the whole level, basically. Pretty remarkable to think back when these DLCs did drop and people were going for all bosses plus DLCs hitless and not having these like parkour strats, like how scary it was back in the day.
Everything changed when V-Sweat joined.
Right. I don't think I've really found anything in the community yet. Like literally nothing. I'm sure I did, I just don't remember, but I know I'm not the one that finds a lot of this stuff. I'm just someone who executes it. So you might be wondering, V-Sweat, what are you doing on this ledge? And I was just taking in this immaculate view, ADF, actually, of DLC 1.
You're looking...
You can like see like all up there on the bridge and stuff, and it's really nice.
You got a good look here.
Yeah, I really like that we turned it into a tombstone as well. It's my favorite transformation out of all the 3 different ones you can get in this area. Did you guys know that depending on the area you're in, white branches will give you different transformations? Oh, look, he fell. Cool.
Very intelligent.
Yeah. Interesting. Normally, you would push that guy off with a shield, but with the coming of white branches, we found, or someone else found, not me, that strategy, which has proven to be a really good one. This is called Mountainside, one of the scariest running sections. I'm actually going to go back to Shrine and grab skulls. I need to get some more. And this will be our last Shrine trip, other than our last one for leveling up for Grave Tender. Definitely a lot of mistakes on this run, sadly for me. I would have liked it to be a little faster, a little cleaner, but we're still doing good.
We could take our final break here.
That'd be a good idea.
After this Shrine trip.
Yeah, for sure. We could definitely do that. I'm literally just purchasing like 10 more skulls or something. Yeah. Whenever you want is good.
All right, let's do it on the warp.
Cool.
All right, everybody, we are going to take a quick break here just to get up, stretch your legs, get some water, hang out for a little bit. Do not go anywhere. The run is not over. The meat, the potatoes, the chunky bits are coming up. The DLC is still to be seen. So everybody, please stick around. There'll be more Challenger approaching, more GDQ, more VSWED, and more Dark Souls 3 right after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is Challenger Approaching, the show all about challenge runs. My name is Adef. I am your host. We are joined by my good friend and confidant, Virtual Swed. Virtual, that's what the V stands for. I'm telling you. Right. Some announcements before we get back into this wonderful Dark Souls 3 hitless run. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on this channel, the GDQ Twitch channel that is, help support Games Done Quick, both with hotfix and with the costs required to operate GDQ 2023. So please consider subscribing if you enjoy GDQ content. We'd really appreciate it. And on that note, GDQ 2023 online is right around the corner. January 8th to the 15th, just announced. Very exciting. Game submissions and event volunteer applications are open now. Just for a few more days, so head on over to gamesdonequick.com for more info. With that, VSWED, go ahead and take it away with the countdown whenever you're ready.
All right, ADF. 3, 2, 1. Let's go to the Snowy Mountain Pass, chat. We're heading to Freed here. And then after Freed, we are going to skip Grave Tender and go straight to DLC 2, and we will come back to Grave Tender near the end. Normally, I do Grave Tender for the final fight, but since this is a showing, what other boss would we do other than Gale for the final fight? So we'll do Grave Tender second last, just so that we can do Gale last. Because I feel like Gale's a better ending, right? You know, I feel like
I would agree that Gale kind of has final boss energy.
Yeah, you know, like Grave Tender, not so much.
Well, because Grave Tender is not even the final boss of this DLC.
That's a great point. That's actually a really good point. This is a scary running section. Okay, we got good RNG. Sometimes this guy right here can be very close to you, and while you're throwing that skull, he can hit you. It's happened to me twice ever, but it is something to pay attention. It's very rare. All right, and let's do it. That was weird.
I can't believe my hitless streamer just took a hit.
I don't know what happened there, actually. That's actually really weird.
I guess we maybe should explain the splits. We've gone a full 2 hours without talking about the splits. Maybe it's that easy to read, but I doubt it. So VSWED has a program open, and you can see it below his webcam, that counts the number of hits. So VSWED puts in the number of hits after each split. So zeros means he did not take a hit on that split, but if you see the darker purple, that means he took a hit. So far, he has not taken more than one hit on any individual split, I don't think.
No. Oh, dude, that's actually rough. I was running that section with over 30% equipment load. Over 30% equipment load, you start to regain endurance at a slower pace. Never want to do that. That was actually really weird, though. I wonder if I just wasn't paying attention or if I was thinking about something, but I don't think I've ever actually been hit by that dog before in any situation other than today. That's definitely a new one for me. All right, so we grab this bonfire. We're going to sit down at it to reset the room we just ran through downstairs. We're going to head back downstairs and pull the lever that starts up Freed.
Freed gave me some problems.
Yeah, she's a toughie, isn't she?
Both phases are tricky.
This room's, speaking of tricky, this room, when you're on a hitless run, is scary. I've put a lot of time into routing this room, so my path through here is pretty nice. That was like worst case scenario. Each bug that could have done a bad thing did it, and it still like played out that nicely. All right, guys, let's do it. Oh wait, let me go ahead and mark that hit that we took. Cool. Ooh, and we get the OST. Oh ho. Oh, I forgot the frost ring. I wish I grabbed that. That's okay, though. Notorious for forgetting that ring. Switch to a firebomb. Start of phase 2. You want to throw a firebomb up into the sky. Freed will jump towards us. We're then going to bait attack Freed into this wall while sprinting at phase 2 Father to get him into this corner, separating them as much as possible. We have to be really careful, though, without the ice ring, the frost ring.
Yeah, Hoarfrost Stomp is not nerfed here.
True. Gonna go ahead and firebomb Freed, not get too involved. Really good rolls there. Well done, well done. I would love an attack right here from Freed. Father gets into a AI loop where he only does this attack until you damage him. That's what's happening here. Little cheeky firebomb. All right. We did it! And with that, chat, that is all of DLC 1. We're actually going to head into DLC 2 now. Wait. There's a Phase 3 ADEF?
Oh my god.
What? No way. How am I going to do this? I've never done this before. Does this only happen if you get, like, here, like, at the end or something?
This joke coming from the European stir-fry man.
Don't hate on my European stir-fry, okay?
You don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Cool.
Well done.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so now we're off to DLC 2. Just a big empty running section, more or less. And then we are on to probably my favorite DLC boss, Demon Princes.
Thoughts on this DLC, V-Sweat?
Boring. Pretty boring.
What about from a first playthrough perspective?
Probably pretty good because there's Gale and Midir, and you're like, oh my gosh, a big dragon and a guy with a cape. It's so cool. But if you've played the game a lot, it's, in my opinion, very, very underwhelming compared to other DLCs that they've done for their games. I always said that Dark Souls 3's DLC adds the least bit to an already great game. It doesn't make it any better, whereas like Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 DLCs infinitely make the game better. Same with Bloodborne. This game, though, I don't know.
Why can't I think of Dark Souls 1's DLC?
Artorias, Manus, and...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, the goats of DS1. But we don't talk about Sanctuary Garden. I mean, he's kind of cool. You know?
Sanctuary Guardian is a very Dark Souls 1 boss.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure exactly what I mean by that, but I know what I mean by that in my soul.
Yeah, I know what you mean, too. No, I feel you. I'm actually going to do an interesting little strat here. Perfect. He gave us good RNG. Sometimes you have to homeward bone here. Wait till he turns, then you go. Cast Spook.
How do you not remember Dark Souls 1 DLC? Because I just couldn't remember which area was DLC. I mean, I remember the whole game. I just don't know. I couldn't remember which part was DLC because I played the game all at once. I didn't play the game and then buy the DLC. I bought the complete thing. So.
I feel like a lot of people didn't have that luxury. I know I didn't. I played first off the game and then later bought the DLC when it came out.
Well, I mean, I bought the game about a million years after it came out.
Yeah, for sure. But that's like what I meant is I'm sure there's so many other people as well that have done that.
Sure, for sure.
So yeah, no, a DLC 1 or 2, sorry, like I said, kind of a boring little section here. Got to watch out for that angel. He can get you. And this is a scary fight. There is also a glitch that can happen in this fight in phase 2, where he does his wind gust attack. Basically, the wind gust attack can permanently get stuck on the ground, and you just can't avoid. It's pretty noticeable how bad it is if it happens. So you'll see if it does. That was really weird. I had no idea where that other demon disappeared to. So I deliberately went out of the way so that tracking beam would not come and interfere with me here when I'm fighting him. Also, if anyone didn't know, bundles do more damage than resins. So here comes the gust of wind attack. It can bug and kill us. Nothing we can do if it happens. Oh, it didn't bug.
Nice work.
Thank you. You guys can really see the strength of Pontiff's right eye. Boosts attacks as long as attacking persists. Very important ring in these runs. That's all of... Oh, sorry, no, we're just starting DLC too. I'm way ahead of myself. Another really boring running section here. Actually, well, I mean, I shouldn't say it's boring. The first part's a little stale, but it gets a little more tough as we go through it. I'll go ahead and grab this. I think the game actually gives you that bonfire if you die in DLC 2 without picking up a bonfire. I think it gives it to you. Either way, we got it. So how many tries did it take you to get through this part for the first time, Adef? I remember struggling through this bit for like the first day of the DLC. Because I didn't know that you could like hide, I guess. I wasn't like I was just trying to like dodge or something. Like that's what I remember.
A potentially sad admission here is that in my playthrough of this game, in this DLC area, I went the other way. Towards like you know how this DLC branches? Like you can go to the demons or you can go up. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. I never found this area and I got bored and I left.
Right.
And I just stopped playing because I'd already beaten Soul of Cinder and I was like, yeah.
So you've never beaten Gale?
No, I need to go back in and actually give this DLC a proper chance because I don't know. I think I was just growing weary after playing 3 Dark Souls games in a row.
For sure. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, you got to give Gale a time in the sun.
Yeah.
Let's do this part.
Oh, that's cool movement. I like that.
Yeah, a little backstep action. Gotta be really careful here. If you stand in the middle of those rings, you take damage, of course. However, up here, they can still cast, and it's silent. So you gotta be... I've lost 1 run to it. Looks like we're good.
Yeah, I think I just got lost in the swamp. And then there was like that NPC with the fire whip, and I was like, I don't...
Oh, that's a
dang.
first. Yeah, I guess I might have taken too long there, but I've never actually gotten hit by him either. A lot of firsts today.
That's the GDQ
we got the
classic.
bonfire, though. Yeah. At least I got this bonfire. I've been skipping that bonfire because we come back to it later from a different angle. And there's enemies in the previous area that can catch up to you there. That was really surprising. Oh, again, I'm on 31%. Maybe that had something to do with it, the mid-roll. You know what? That actually might have been a factor. Because over 30% equip load in this game puts you into mid-rolling. Definitely might have been a factor there. Not sure. Okay, again, we're going to wait. Get caught by that. Wait one more. Cycle for one more, rather. Maybe do it again. Yeah, that's the guy that hit us right there. He just turned around. But there's the fire roll. I don't know how that happened. That's so interesting. That's 2 hits that I've never taken in my life. And then today I've taken those 2. I wonder if maybe I just wasn't paying attention. And I missed something, but definitely felt weird. Yeah, no, it was weird. So I'll be the first person to tell you when I mess up or like something goes wrong or like, you know. But those 2 hits were definitely weird ones. Speaking of things that have gone wrong, probably my least favorite enemy in the entire game are these adjudicators. Very scary.
You know the individual enemy names, but you don't know any lore?
I only know the names of the enemies that are like really problematic and we talk about a lot in the community. Actually, that's not true. I know the names of quite a few enemies in this game, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, actually, I feel like I know the names of most of the enemies. Another safety bonfire here. I don't ever get this one, but I will, because if I die on Madeira Bridge, then that was a pretty hefty run back.
Look, I'm not claiming to know all the lore, chat. I'm just saying that Vswed, for having thousands of hours in Dark Souls games,
it's embarrassing how little. It's embarrassing how little. I've never watched a Vodividya video. If you guys know who that is, I'm sure you do.
I think I've never watched.
I've never watched a lore video of his. That should tell you how little I know. Because that guy's content is amazing. You know, really, really good content.
You would know. You wouldn't know if it was amazing.
That's true. I wouldn't. But you know, how everyone else talks about him, you'd have to make some assumptions here. That guy just fucking...
Yeah, see you, dude.
I've never seen him fall off before like that. It was really... that was awkward, considering I threw the skull, like, on the other side under the rock. This has just been a day of firsts, I suppose. I guess that's another really nice thing I didn't have to worry about when coming on your show, ADEF, is I just wanted to put on a decent show for everyone to see how the game works and all the bosses. Like, the fact that we have done this run before, I feel like when I was doing Elden Ring on your show, I was like really like trying my hardest and like sweating over it and everything. I feel so much more
right, because you wanted it to
this.
happen.
Yeah, right? Like, I wanted to get that PB. But like how I've done this so many times, it's like, oh yeah, we got hit 5 times. It's fine. We're just hanging out. You know.
No, I feel that. And I like that you were comfortable enough that this atmosphere could be, you know, comfortable. That's good.
All right, one of the toughest bosses in the game here, Madeira. Well, chat, he's dead. No one could survive a fall of that magnitude.
No, he's gone, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't survive a fall like that. It's not like he was flying around. Like, he doesn't have wings.
I'm the closest analogous thing to a dragon I can think of.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I guess that is a hitless Midir fight. That's pretty cool.
Let's go.
Yeah. Just mark him off the list now. Might as well just move on to Gale, right? Or sorry, Half-Light. It's interesting. So many people were telling me that Midir was such a hard boss, but he seemed kind of straightforward, you know? That was like interesting. I was expecting a lot more of a struggle against Midir. Also, throwing a firebomb at this wall because, again, if you roll through it, you can teleport under the map and die.
Why not just swing your sword at it?
That teleports you under too.
Oh, it's the same.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Nice.
It's a fantastic game. Yeah. So I think it's been a while since I've done. I think Gale's down here, if I remember. Oh, it's Midir's body, dude. I bet you like he has a sword on it. We could probably loot it. He's probably got awesome loots. Wait a minute. How is he standing up? He just fell from like 20 stories. We all watched you. How is he alive, dude? Dude, he fell from like, you can't even see the roof, it's so high.
That's a good point. The roof is not there.
Like what? One of my least favorite fights here. Little tree skip up Midir's arm there. Interesting. That doesn't have a hitbox, by the way. All right, so I don't think Midir is going to survive that fall. Hopefully not.
Given the fact that the Homeward Bone menu was open, I knew he was telling the truth.
There's a couple visual cues.
I knew he was telling the truth.
Couple visual cues. All right, that's Midir, one of my least favorite bosses in the DLC. I think he's a really, really boring fight. Now we're on to much better fights. Much better ones. Like
I think it's a cool fight.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I don't know. Not my favorite.
You know, in general, sorry, I was yawning as I said that.
Oh, you're good.
What I would say is that you, in general, V-Swed, seem to prefer the smaller, more intimate fights than the
think so? Yeah, like Cinder, DSA,
the big beast fights aren't really your thing. Because big beast fights are like all there is in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Except for, I mean, you know, Artorias, which is one of the best fights in the game.
Gwendolyn.
And, yeah. And obviously the final boss.
Foolishness. So if you've never watched anyone do this fight before, you might have a few questions on what you're about to watch. So I'm just going to go ahead and explain it once right now, because once it's happening, there's not really a lot to talk about. So what I'm going to do is you can only carry 10 dung pies at one time. I'm going to line myself up here behind this pillar so that when Half-Light spawns in, as well as his ads, they can't see me because there is a line of sight blocking them. If I would to move an inch to the left, that guy would see me, for example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line myself up in a very particular spot on the ground and throw all 10 dung pie at Half-Light. If I miss one dung pie throw, I have to reset and do it again. So I'm going to try my best to do it first try so we don't have to do that. And a 1. And a 2. And a 3. And reposition. Lock and a 1. And a 2. Perfect. Part 1 done. Now we wait. We can clear our toxic buildup. That's also why I have armor on, to make it so I don't get toxic. However, I do have blooming purple moss clumps, so either way we're safe. And now all I'm literally doing is waiting until this toxic goes away, and then we're going to hit him with 5 more poops, and that's GG.
So is there no universe where you just attempt to fight them?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely a universe. Definitely possible. There's a lot of strats that you can do against Half-Light. There's also a Twin Blade true combo strat that you can do, but I'm just not in any way, shape, or form comfortable going for that on this kind of stage, I guess, if that makes sense. There are a lot of strats you can do that people have used in the past. A lot of it is setting up a +10 dagger so that you can backstab the Guardian as he spawns in, and then you run away from him. And then that will force his AI into doing a heal, which you then backstab and kill. That leaves you a one-on-one situation for Half-Light. And what people will do is they will throw a firebomb at like a wall, and that forces Half-Light into actually doing a running attack, which then you will parry. It's terrifying. I wouldn't want to do it. That's just one strat. That's an older strat. There's strats where you do the Twin Blade True combo, which is Twin Blade specific. There's a lot of strats, right? But I'd say this is the most comfy one. I don't want to mess this up though, so. I think I missed it. I did. Well, we gotta do it one more time. And like I said, if you do not hit all of your poop throws, which is unfortunate, I missed my very last one, that you do have to do it twice. So, sorry guys, but we do have to do that one more time.
God, I can't. Oh.
I know. It's not the most entertaining strat, I get that. But in a hitless run, it's a lot better than fighting 2 NPCs that can throw homing daggers at you. Which, I mean, if they didn't have those daggers, I probably would fight this boss straight up a lot more. But those daggers are just not ideal, to say the very least. Hey, so we go again here.
There's something for you to do while you watch the toxic go down on the next one.
Oh?
Can you guess what it is?
No, I can't. What is it?
It's your splits.
I think I skipped a hit. I'll mark it on this split. The worst part about doing this again is you have to listen to Argo spiel his whole thing. It's the worst. I see chat saying that they wanted me to do some running or L1s there. That's a meme in the channel. I'm not doing running L1s, guys. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Not happening. We're literally just building up that tension for Gale right now. I'm actually really bummed I missed that poop because it's just such an ugly strat, I feel like, to watch. Like, no one wants to watch this. I don't even want to do this, but I feel like I have to because of this one boss.
Plug your channel, V-Swed.
Channel? So we do a lot of... Well, we've been doing a lot of stuff as of late. As of late, I've been getting ready for this run and participating in the Zero Hit League, which is a league over in the Dark Souls 3 community. So I've been playing a lot of DS3 as of late. But now that GDQ is coming to an end for us, I think I might go back to doing a run on Dark Souls 3 that I had put on the back burner once Elden Ring came out. And that run is called All Bosses Hitless, but it's called a Boss Weapon Relay. It's never been done before. It's basically you kill a boss, you transpose that boss soul into their boss weapon, and then kill the next boss in the run. And that is what I'm going to go back to. So if you guys want to see the world's first all bosses, no hit, boss weapon relay run, I'm hang out with V-Sweat in the gang. Smiley face.
Smile.
I mean, it's a pretty cool channel. I mean, there's some people here that could vouch for that, I think. We have fun.
I'm vouching.
Adef's vouching. You guys know Adef. He wouldn't lead you astray.
Well.
Unless he would die at the final gym with...
Bro, no, I clutched it out. Eventually.
You did. I was mad I missed it. I think I was streaming while it happened. Because I was like so invested in that. Okay, I don't want to mess this up. Let's do it.
Yeah, good luck.
I think I messed it up. Yeah, I did. Man. Oh!
Why not just go in and give it a try?
There's no trying. I'm sorry. If I could, there's simply no trying because there's there's 3 people there. You just can only see 2 of them. If you have all 3 active AIs, it's just not happening.
I would say for the sake of time and content, if you screw it up this time, we'll probably just move on.
Ooh, now the pressure's on. All right, guys, we got to do it. Yeah, it's very unfortunate that this has been taking so long, considering all the practice I put into it. I would love to show you guys Gale. I really would. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make sure we get the kill.
You got this. You got it. Let's go chat room. Let's get some support in the chat room.
It's actually so funny that I'm missing this because this just isn't something that's difficult to really do. But the second time there, I went to lock on because after the 3 poop throws, you need to reposition because while you throw items in this game, your character does do slight movements. So you do need to reposition for the final 2 throws. And when I went to lock on, I couldn't get a lock on and it messed me all up. Very unfortunate. I should have gotten it the first time, but yeah, that second time was definitely an unfortunate one. But yeah, this isn't hard to do. This is definitely an easy little thing. So to mess it up any more than twice is... I mean, at that point, I don't deserve to show you guys kill at that point, because this is not something we should be messing up. But let's get it done. The worst part is listening to Argo every time. Foolishness.
I just ordered dinner, V-Swed.
What did you order?
I ordered hot chicken.
As opposed to cold chicken.
That's right.
Like, do you get your cold chicken in Antarctica or like Russia?
This is very funny.
Is it? I was being serious. Where do you where does everyone get their cold chicken?
Do you know? Do you not know what hot chicken is?
Like it's hot. Like it's hot.
Come on, man. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me?
Okay. It's the worst when you mess it up at the second throws, too. The second set of throws. Because you wait for this whole time to tick right here just to mess it up. It's good. So again, chat, 5 dung pies need to hit the enemy for the toxic to happen. The only reason why no one is aggroed onto us is because there's technically a line of sight of this pillar blocking those enemies as well as half-light. Very particular spot we're standing. All right, here we go. All right, cool.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. We did it. Now we just wait.
Hey, V-Swed.
Hi.
Why was the man nervous for the calendar?
Because his days were marked.
Let's go.
I'm so good.
Numbered, but yeah.
Days were numbered, days were marked. You know, I've heard them all.
Trying to. What's the best thing about Switzerland, V-Swed?
Its flag's a big plus.
Let's go.
That's easy, dude. Come on.
This is great.
I know every dad joke. You don't even.
Did you hear the rumor about butter?
Nah, it'd be better if we didn't spread it.
Let's go, dude.
I seriously can't be stopped. I love that you're like genuinely laughing that I know all of these jokes. It's so funny to me that you like that's your genuine laugh.
Well, because it's like half your income is like being forced to listen to these horrible jokes. And I think I have found the website that your chatters pull from.
Oh, I'm sure there's multiple websites because like there's themes, right? They have themed days where it's just only jokes about this one thing, only jokes about something else. You know, I just went to the wrong bonfire, but we're going to go ahead and do Tender before we kill Gale just for the cinematic ending.
Why did the math look so sad?
Say that again? Why did the what?
The math looks so sad. Oh, have I stumped him?
I don't know why. I probably know it and I just can't remember.
Because of all its problems. To be clear, I don't like these jokes. I just think it's funny that V-Swit knows them all.
That one hurt me. That one took years off my life. Oh, if you guys didn't know, with all the bridges in this game, you can throw a firebomb into the abyss. No. You can break the bridge, run out on it, cast Spook right here. And we're going to do a little bit of Tarzan here. Woo!
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. A lot easier to do that one on the Walnir Bridge. But yeah, pretty cool.
Hey, V-Swed.
Yeah?
What country's capital is growing the fastest?
I don't know. What one?
It's Ireland. Do you know why?
Because it's always Dublin.
It's always Dublin, baby.
Dude. See, I knew that one. I just needed help. Anyway, Grave Tender. Really cool boss.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. So we want to save this boss to the very end again because we need a lot of endurance and a lot of dexterity to pull this off. So we gotta take down 3 poppers to start here. Come on, doggy dog. There we go. 1. Bark, bark. Nope. Ooh, close. All right, there we go. All right, let's go do Gale.
Nice.
So you can see I took advantage of a true combo there with the twin blades on Grave Tender. L1, R2, L1, R2, L1, R2. It is unescapable. Which is good for us. All right, so one last fight for you guys here today. Let's make it a good one.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna crush it. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great, I bet.
Oh, wait, I haven't even done a Dark Souls voice of any kind.
Oh, is that what you do usually?
No, my brother and I recently discovered that I can do the, like, Dark Souls NPC imitation.
Like the moan when you get hit? That's how moaning in our community started?
No. I'm talking about, like, you meet some random guy who's like, I've only lived here for 5 years.
That sounded so good.
Or he's like, he'll say something like, they'll walk up to you and they'll be like, don't go into the shadows alone. And then they'll laugh. They'll be like,
that sounds like old Greg.
They'll go like, and then they'll like cough.
Why are you so good at that? Stop being good at that.
Or like a Bloodborne NPC.
You stop being good at that and I'll start being good at Gale.
And then like a Bloodborne NPC will walk up to you and be like, are you out on the hunt, eh? You know, stuff like that.
Making me laugh. Why are you so good at that? You have no business being that good. I'm using a rotten pine resin, guys. This is the only time you'll see rotten pine resin used in a hitless run. Reason, Gale is actually susceptible to poison. And with how defensive and how much HP he has, it's really good.
Oh my god. Okay, so I am an actor. If I were given the opportunity to audition, even just to audition, I'll audition for like man that gets stabbed in the throat in Dark Souls. Like I would.
Could you do a throat stabbing noise?
I don't know. That's the best I got.
I mean, I don't know. We can work on it.
Presumably, no sound comes out because.
Well, you would think that.
Oh, do you happen to know?
Well, I mean, I can only assume that there's going to be some noise. Okay, so we got the poison off. I was kind of worried I wasn't. Let's go.
But yeah, if you're a casting director for a Dark Souls game, I would love to play like sad knight sitting on the steps of a church.
Sad Knight Adef.
Whose like
his name.
Only line is like, I'll do a one-line character whose only line is about how depressed he is. Like, I don't care.
Oh, woe is me.
I lost all my friends.
Stop it.
Do you still fight? Do you still believe? You know, that kind of thing. They ask you like really existential questions and then sell you a piece of literal poo.
All right.
Oh,
There's
the
Gale.
discipline. The discipline on display there. That was great.
You gotta not greet it, that's for sure in these runs. Hey, well that is, chat, Dark Souls 3, all bosses with 6 hits? I think 6 hits in a little under 3 hours.
GG, dude. Nice work.
Not too bad. Thank you, Adef. It was a lot of fun.
Very sick.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
The chat is saying I should voice an alert for you.
Ooh, an Adef alert? That'd be that's actually such a good idea.
My chat has been asking me to make a channel point reward to speak in NPC Dark Souls voice.
Dude, that'd be a good idea too, as well. Actually, you should do that.
Anyway, everybody, this ain't about me. This is about the man that just put on the show of your life.
Was it of their lives?
Please go to twitch.tv. Yeah, of course. Go to twitch.tv/vsweat and drop a follow. vsweat, any final thoughts?
Thank you guys for coming out and watching today, especially everyone from my community. I see you guys in the chat, supporting, talking, explaining things to people that also may not understand what's happening. So I just want to say thanks to my community for showing up and for helping. Secondly, I'd love to say thank you to Adef for having me on his show. I always appreciate getting the invite and hanging out with Mr. Adef.
Of course.
Other than that, I think that will be all from us. Again, we're going to be doing Dark Souls 3 all bosses, boss weapon relay hitless over on my channel. If that interests you, come stop by, say hi. Other than that, though, I think that is it, other than us lighting ourselves on fire and ending the game.
Very nice. Well, some quick announcements before we sign off here. AGDQ 2023 online will be January 8th to the 15th. Game submissions and event volunteer applications are now open for the next couple of days, so head to gamesdonquick.com for more info. And, of course, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits shared to the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick, both with Hotfix and with AGDQ 2023 costs. So please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily GDQ content. And if you're watching on Twitch right now, do ! Links in Twitch chat for all things GDQ. Subscribe to our YouTube for VODs. Go to our Twitter, our Instagram, all that good stuff. And stay tuned after this, right after this break we're about to take. Very brief break for Hotfix Grudge Match, where two players settle grudges by racing in a game they've never seen before. So very exciting stuff. A new kind of show here on Hotfix. It's pretty exciting. But stay tuned for that. I have been Adef. You can find me at twitch.tv/Adef for dumb voices and even dumber gameplay. Is that my tagline? Hang on, I got to write that down.
Oh,
dumb voices and even dumber gameplay. I think I just discovered my tagline live on stream. Wow, great. That's exciting. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Quick break here, and then more Hotfix coming right up, so don't go anywhere. Stick around. Thanks for watching.
Take care, guys.